everybody, welcome back to Crash Blade Gaming. I'm Crash, and today I got an interesting deck for you. If you had watched my pack opening videos, you'll notice that I pulled quite a bit of Gyarados Vs and VMAXs. And as I was looking through my deck lists and my Pokemon to see what I would build, I stumbled upon Gyarados again, and I read his attacks, and I realized that each Gyarados has a good attack, but they're just not on the same Pokemon. So Gyarados V has a nice attack, and then Gyarados VMAX has a nice attack, but I thought, wouldn't it be good if I can use those together? And I think I created a deck list to do just that. So, without further ado, let's get into the deck list. Alright, so we're starting with the all-star of the deck, Gyarados VMAX. The attacks I like to focus on here is Hyper Beam. For 3 energy, it deals 120 damage, and we get to discard an energy from our opponent's active Pokemon, which would help not get us attack. And another good thing to note, he has 330 HP, which is a little bulky. But not only does Gyarados VMAX have a good attack, but Gyarados V also has a good attack for just 3 energy. Get Angry. This attack does 20 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So we will want to be attacked into for about half our health. And also doing energy disruption helps. But how am I going to get this attack off for Get Angry if I'm going to be using Gyarados VMAX? Well, I have a solution for that, and that is this card down here called Memory Capsule, which allows us to use the attacks from our previous evolutions. So, I have a VMAX with 330 HP. Say they hit us for 180. Well, we already have hopefully used Hyper Beam, deal 120, and then they discard an energy. And then if they can't attack us, I can always attach another energy and use Max Tyrant. Or, if we were attacked already, I can use the previous attack, hopefully for a good amount of damage. 20 damage for each damage counter on there, so 180. You times that by 2, that's about 360. We should be 2-shotting every Pokemon in the format. Maybe 1-shotting as long as we can keep getting angry. Now, since we have, since we have an energy disruption in our Gyarados VMAX, I'm also playing 4 copies of Crushing Hammer to slow down our opponent's energy and get rid of them, and especially targeted energies. For example, if you're playing against Rayquaza VMAX, you want to target those fire energies because they can't really get those back very well. And as you notice, Gyarados VMAX has a huge attack cost, so we're going to be running a 3-2 line of Frosmoth so that we can use the Ice Dance ability, which allows us to attach all the water energy we want from our hand to our bench. And we're going to be playing a new card, one of my favorites, a Suicune V. I love Suicune. Playing Pokemon Crystal back in the day is my favorite Pokemon to catch, and I get to play it in a deck. Suicune has a good attack too. This attack does 20 more damage for each bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, for just 2 energy. So that's really good. This attack could do a max amount of 220, which will knock out most basic Vs. And without that, we have a basic support line here for a water type deck. Got a couple Melonies, 2 Capture Energies to help get these Pokemon out, Level Balls for the Frosmoth line, Evolution Incense, Capacious Bucket to get more water energies, Training Court to grab some back from the discard, and we got the Marnie Professor's Research Boss. But that is the deck. I'm really excited to play it, so let's get into some matches on the ladder. Alright fans, we are starting off with a Crobat in the active, unfortunately. I think I will research this hand away next turn. So what I'm going to do here is get rid of this Melony, grab myself a Gyarados V, check the deck, got VMAXs, got our Frosmoths and Snoms, that's cool. Go ahead and play this down, and I don't want to do anything else, so we will pass the turn. I'll go ahead and wait for the Capacious Bucket. Maybe I draw into a Capture Energy, and I'd rather play that. Get a Snom going. And then I can use Capacious Bucket to get 2 energies in the discard anyway for a future Melony. So we got a couple of Mincinos on our opponent's side of the deck. And there's a Gyarados V, so it looks like we might be playing against Gyarados VMAX, which we have not seen yet. So this will be fun. I believe VMAX allows him to use 2 Pokemon tools. There's one of them. Okay, this Pokemon card is attached to the active damage from its opponent's attack. Your opponent discards a card from their hand. Alright. And we get Marnie. So there goes my plan to use all those cards that I was talking about. So this will be an interesting matchup for us. We get a VMAX, a Crushing Hammer, an Energy, and a Level Ball, but no supporter, which is a bummer. There is a Training Court, which we don't need to play. We will go ahead and evolve into Gyarados VMAX. Play our energy, play our level ball, grab ourselves a Snom boy. And that is a special energy, so I will go ahead and Crushing Hammer that. If I can, I do. Perfect. And then we leave. And what's even better about Gyarados VMAX attack is he actually discards the energy. So that's something to note. Just like the Crushing Hammer, he discards it. Our opponent plays a Weezing. Here comes its Encino for the Make Do ability. Pretty good, if I do say so myself. He gets rid of a Quick Ball and passes the turn. We luckily get a Professor's Research. Now I don't want to play the Training Court here because it does seem counterintuitive when they are playing basic energies as well. And I don't need it yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and research it away. I do get a Frosmoth, which is great. And a Capacious Bucket. So I could go ahead and put some pressure on our opponent, which I think I'm going to do by using Frosmoth's ability to attach some water energy to my Gyarados VMAX. And then I'll say I'm done here. Attach an energy to Crobat so that I can retreat it. And we will go ahead and use Evolution Incense, grab ourselves nothing. So I might research next turn. Yeah, so I won't do anything with it. And we're going to go ahead and just Hyper Beam. Don't need to use Max Tyrant. That's okay, we will take a knockout and see what our opponent does. Pull the switch off the prizes, don't need it. It's fine. Trash Stench, your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned, and we can't retreat. Thankfully there's no poison modifiers, so I can take a little bit of poison damage. Especially since I do want a little bit of damage on my VMAX. So that when I do get the Memory Capsule, I can use the other attack. I have a Switch in my hand, which is okay. I don't think he can knock out the Frosmoth with Trash Stench. So this Gyarados V deck is going to be struggling. I can see our opponent conceding after I switch out here. So we're going to set up another Gyarados V. And we will switch into our VMAX and play our research. Get another VMAX and our opponent just concedes there. Alright folks, another Crobat in the active. I've been seeing this a lot, I don't like it. But we will capture energy for our Snom. And we will Quick Ball away a boss's orders. If I can click it for a Gyarados here. We can go ahead and attach the energy next turn. But for now, we will just pass the turn. Fan of Waves makes it harder for my Crobat to retreat. What a bummer. Looks like we're playing against some kind of Rapid Strike deck. Just kidding, we're playing against Victiniv, which is weak to water. Hey. That's cool. V bullets our Crobat. How rude. Get a Gyarados VMAX. Let's go ahead and evolve. Touch the water energy. And we Marnie. Get another water energy and a Crushing Hammer. Let's play that. Nothing. Let's Quick Ball away this and get ourselves another Crobat so that we hopefully draw into more cards that I can use. And we don't. So, gonna pass the turn. Would have been really nice to get a Frosmoth that turn, but instead I don't. So, we're going to get hit with a Victiniv VMAX. Level Ball for a Drizzile, I'm assuming. our Crobat's going to be knocked out. Shady dealings. That seems about right. Oh, boss's orders. I don't think you can one-shot my Gyarados VMAX here. But I'm assuming you're just going to try to do some damage to it, which is fine. Alright, so let's attach this Capture Energy to our hurt Crobat. Grab ourselves another Gyarados. Switch into the Crobat. And I'm going to research all of this away in the hopes of getting energy and a Frosmoth. I do. I am able to knock out this Victiniv VMAX, which is great. We're in a really good position here. I like that. So let's Ice Stance onto our VMAX. One more time since I need to do a bunch of damage. Quick Ball away this Evo Incense for our Suicune. And we're going to retreat into our Gyarados VMAX and use Max Tyrant for 480 damage thanks to weakness and a knockout. Snom, Gyarados V, and a Crushing Hammer off the prizes. Our opponent's in a bad position, hopefully, and it's looking good. Just kidding, they got to research. Makes this game a little bit more interesting. And we can Crushing Hammer that off of the Victiniv V on the bench. I do get a Memory Capsule, which is great. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that to the benched one here. Crushing Hammer. I do get that Fire Energy, which is good. Level Ball for the other Frosmoth, just to thin the deck. And I'm going to go ahead and use Hyper Beam. Take a prize. 2 more prizes to go. Our other Gyarados V. But I need a supporter. I need something to draw. There is a Drizzile. What is our opponent going to grab? A Welder. Welder is good. Oh, you still can attach from your hand, so I'm okay. You're okay. Opponent gets the Quick Shooting Inteleon off of the Evo Incense. And he's going to V-Bullet, and that does it for us. Thanks to weakness, we are able to play this Memory Capsule, and we're going to get angry for a ton of damage. 1,120 damage. Wow. We got a Galarian Mochiski in our opponent's active spot. And we will see what we're playing. Got a good little opening hand down here. Hopefully we'll be able to set up pretty well. Looks like we're playing against some form of Rapid Strike or Shufu. Now, I definitely don't want to Crushing Hammer the Dark Energies. There's no point. This Moltres will just get them all back, so I think I'll be targeting the Fighting Energies if I see any. So, I top deck another Gyarados V. We will attach to the bench here. I'm going to go ahead and Quick Ball away Frosmoth. Grab a Snom. My other Frosmoth is prized. Wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? We'll go ahead and play the Crushing Hammer anyway, because I'm going to Crobat. I know it doesn't matter, but I'm doing it for the Crobat, man. Doing it for the Crobat. See, I can't evolve this turn, and I would like to have energies. So I'm going to throw all this away. There's 2 VMAXs in my hand and 2 energies. Okay, we will go ahead and pass the turn. And we're going to power up Gyarados the old-fashioned way. And see what happens. Scoops up the Zigzagoon. 10 more damage onto Gyarados V. Chaotic Swell, that's cool. Another Raptor Strike Urshifu. And I'm going to assume a Marnie. Alright, that's a bummer. I had my energies and my VMAXs in my hand. Now I have a Crushing Hammer. And a Memory Capsule, so that's cool. Crushing Hammer for that special energy right there. We get Gale Thrusted. Okay. Let's play the Crushing Hammer. We hit a Tails. That's unfortunate. And we've got to play this Quick Ball for our another Crobat. And we got to play this Quick Ball. Get rid of the Snom. Go ahead and grab ourselves the Suicune boy. Our deck is shuffled. Let's Marnie our opponent. I would like to get into a VMAX. There it is. And we will pass the turn. Hopefully next turn I can research into a Switch so that I can promote my Gyarados VMAX and start discarding some energies. Our opponent might just do a G-Max Rapid Flow here and discard those 2 energies for us. But he's probably going to target my Snom. My other Snom is in the discard pile, so I will have no energy acceleration this game. I don't blame. So we'll see what our opponent does here. Here comes the Rapid Flow. There goes the Gyarados and Snom. Our opponent takes 3 prizes, and we can hopefully slow them down now. Gonna attach the energy, play the research. Crushing Hammer does nothing, so I'll hold on to it. Don't need an Evo Incense. We will use Hyper Beam for 120 damage, and then I will attach a Capture Energy next turn. Maybe I have a Gyarados V in the discard. I do have a Boss's Orders. But he did attach 2 Moltres V, and I think I can... Oh boy. Or burn, alright. Well, I might have to hit on this Crushing Hammer. No, I can hit 240. Just kidding. Here's a Gyarados V. Let's go ahead and get that down. And we will go ahead and use... Yep, don't have any in the discard, so we'll go ahead and use Max Tyrant. I was just checking for Melony there. Let's get rid of this Moltres. And we are in a decent position here. Hey, there's our Frosmoth. Don't have any more Snoms for you, though. We are in a decent position here to boss up that Urshifu and discard some energies from him. Our opponent reset stamps us. No more boss. No more Crushing Hammer. Another Capture Energy. That's going to go onto our Gyarados V. And I would hate to research these 2 switches away. Really would. Our opponent uses the DAA to get rid of their hand. They're searching for something. Our opponent evolves the Urshifu on the bench. He's going to Pokecom away a Moltres here for what? Probably nothing that really matters. He just puts it back in the deck. Scoop up net. Quick Ball away the Zigzagoon, probably for that Moltres. That makes sense. Because he needs to attack with that Moltres. And a Boss's Orders to take out that Crobat there. So, we're in an interesting position. Play the Capture Energy. Don't get anything. Switch into Suicune. I would like to draw a card. Maybe I get a Boss's Orders. I do not. So we will research away this hand. There's a VMAX, there's a Crushing Hammer, which helps against this Moltres here. Missed. We will retreat back into our Gyarados VMAX, and we're going to go ahead and max turret. And hope our opponent does not draw into anything good. I'm going to approach the Crobat. And we still don't have a boss's orders, which sucks for us. The Moltres is ready to go. And they concede. Alright. We'll take it. We'll take it. So guys, that was Gyarados VMAX. A really powerful VMAX. It's just really slow to set up sometimes. You need that Frosmoth engine to get all those energies onto them. But it is an interesting concept, and it could use a little bit more support cards if we can find some. I do like the deck. I enjoyed playing it. I do recommend this deck, so if you enjoyed it, the deck list is down in the description below. You can go ahead and copy that into PTCGO, and while you're there, you can also like and subscribe to the video, which would help grow the channel, and I would much appreciate it. But until then, we'll see you next time on Crossplay Gaming.